live. You know what I'm saying? Let me let's get this right. Let me make sure everybody knows this is going on. I'm gonna post this on Instagram. Hold on 1 second, folks. I'm struggle streaming. This is what they call struggle streaming. Can you hear me? Wait, let me just paste that. Done. Bang. Oh, snap. This thing picks up everything. All right. 2 views. Okay. All right. Let's see if this is up to date. All right. Okay, there's like a 5-second delay. There's nothing I could do about that. This thing is trying to catch up. I am struggle streaming for a while until my Ethernet cable can connect to my until I get my order coming for my Ethernet iPad connector. All right, so today's quick stream will be about, let's say, koi fish structure, right? And how that works, and getting the koi fish down right so it doesn't look like a penis, which it does. I mean, it's a cylinder shape, but there's nothing you can go about that. That's just how nature is. Nature's perverted. I'm drinking my coffee right now. Okay. I should get my headphones. All right, so let's open up my sketch. I usually use 6B pencil. There's a bunch of different pencils you can use. 6B is really good. HB is really good. 6B, I get this extra tight, chalky look to my work. That's my little preference, but if you want to use it, you could do that. All right, so when thinking about, and I'm also going to show just let's just look at, let's just say this is a koi's body, right? It starts out, it'll start out as a cylinder, and this is part as the head. But we're not going to go, oh, already looks like a dick. But what I'm going to show is basically just the fundamental structures of this animal. This is very crude, but I would not draw my koi fish like this, but it's very crude. But it has all the structures of basically all the parts of the koi, right? All right. A good way of, let's say, drawing it from scratch. Let's say somebody wants to get a small koi, right? You can look at it like the X. Let's draw X. Let's just draw a simple X. All right. And then, you just give it like a curvature point, right? And now you're going to connect it, the ends, almost like a flag. All right. Oh, scratch this. Hold up. Can't draw a goddamn koi for the life of me right now. What is going on? Okay, all right, here we go. Now, what you saw me do right there is probably the same motion as I was doing with the X. So remember I did the X? I did the X like this, right? What you can do, you draw an X, but one point has to be smaller than the top, and that's these points. So the head is going to be going this way. The tail is going to be here at the bottom, right? And so we just connect one side, and then that's it. And then you connect this point here. There you go. All right. Now, this would represent, this midpoint represents the spine, if you want to do it that way. Right? And so let's say if this is the head up top here, right? This would be, you just do like a half circle. And then you put, now the diameter here, the eye should be like right there. More closer to the front, all right? Again, half circle, but this is just an invisible line. You don't really have to worry about this line, what I'm doing, I'm gonna erase. I'm just putting it there for design measurement. All right, now, this koi is jumping and twisting. So if you were to look at a real fish, let's pull up a carp. There's a carp. Carp anatomy. Images. Let's go with this one. Oh. Let's go with this one. Add the photos. Back here. Insert photo. Bam. Flip it. Now, like I said, without even looking at it, and this is just years and years of just looking at a design over and over and over again and getting accustomed with the anatomy by looking at a real design or a real carp. This is just from a drawing of, let's say a scientific drawing of a carp, right? Carp, koi, they're from almost like the same species. Some artists pick from a variety of references. I like to look at scientific drawings or the real thing. All right, so now the top dorsal fin would be, if you look at this picture here, right? Let's do another layer. From here to here. What the fuck? From here to here, from the head let's do it over again. Let's say from here to here would be here to here, right? Pop that and come down. Now this, what you just see me do right here, let's just from here. There you go. So what I'm gonna do now is just that. Why I did that. Just like that. Or, there you go. And so when I did this curve, it's almost like an S, but it's just stretched out, right? And that's all I did. And if you want, you can start. Now, this part can get a lot of people confused. And the reason why I can feel comfortable by popping it right out of that area is because I'm following this line. If you want, you don't have to really start from this point right here, right? You can always just start from the back tail, and there you go. In the beginning, I started from the front dorsal fin, and I came down. And if you feel like you're off, you can always rely on the back dorsal fin, all right? And now, let's go from there again. Now I'm gonna go from my drawing. I'm gonna move a little real fast. Okay. And now, what you see here, this lower fin, right? You don't want to lose that. Like, whoa. So here we go. Now, if you look, here and here kind of line up. So that's how you start it. All right, where it ends is where this part begins. And so just there you go. What you saw me just do right there is the letter M. That's all it is. Or if you really want to get, it's just the letter M. You know, like the M that's on the spawn's chest. You know, and then now you just line it out. Now this is a carp, you know, and plump up the body just a little bit. There you go. Now you have a carp. Now again, this is just a crude drawing, a crude sketch, but if I wanted to, but everything that I usually do starts off from a crude sketch like this. When I was learning how to draw kois, that's what it was, crude sketches. I was trying to get as fully detailed as possible. But even now, when I do a koi, it starts from a crude sketch, and then what I usually like to do is just put a lot of, start putting all the detail in, and and then that's it. Putting the mouth in. Okay, now we're going to do, after everything is there, everything is done, what I'll do is I will start erasing what doesn't need to be there anymore, right? Taking out that back. start cleaning it up. Start cleaning up everything, cutting back. I used to do this with the eraser or a marker. Before it was pencil, then I started using markers. Sharpie markers were really good, Then I got really expensive design markers. Then I got this little guy right here. That's not shown, but it should be there, right? And then you start to see it come together, right? It's starting to really start to come together. Chop this part off and put that like half C right there. Okay, it's starting to look more and more like a koi. It doesn't really have that dickhead look. You don't want your kois to be too flat at the top, right? It's not, because it just looks too much like a dick. So you just want to really give it that point, All right, so remember this little line right here? This will help you with designing the layout of your scales, right? Let's chisel this more. This will help you with your scales, all right? So you're gonna use right off the eye, right? Adjust that. See the point, make a hit with the point and bring it there. All right. And now we're gonna do the scales. I like to start from this point here. It's a little daring, but let's say, and guiding line. I don't really do this anymore, but because I'm really comfortable with it, with doing scales. There's gonna be a point where when you're doing scales, you don't really need to use the guiding line or anything. You just know where to start. You're really comfortable with that. If you're watching this in the chat, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you in there? All right. And here we go. There you go. This first line is the first scale, and then second scale, and then I go off of that midline back over, and I try to make the middle. I try to keep this scale, these middle scales, always going in the middle. They're gonna bend after a while as the body bends. It's a good way to, but look at that. You see how this part right here lines up with this line? That's perfect. That's what you want. And the more and more you practice, that'll happen. All right? Be flexible with your scales too. There you go. Everything lines up. Everything will line up. As it starts to flex, it's not lining up with the top anymore, but it kind of does. You know what? I lost that. Erase and start all over again. This is where it started getting goofy. There we go. Let's push against it. Now, this is still a sketch. This is still in the realms of sketch, right? I'm not trying to be super clean. I'm not trying to be all on point. Really, what I'm going for right now is just the overall feel of the card. I start refining everything when I'm doing like the final line drawing. There we go. Now let's drop the contrast. And this is where I will start putting all that little detail. That's where I will start getting everything right and really putting in what, to give it more of a more realistic look of a card. Card bar koi. Let's look up another one. This picture's dope. This one's better. Let's X this one out. Let's put this one in. And I'm going to keep using this throughout. Oh, can y'all hear my stomach going? Oh. You know what? I'll flip mine. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to refine this one. I'm going to shrink mine down just so I could get more of the dimensions in just right? And this is also tattooed. There's another thing too, when you're designing for tattoos, things have to be drawn a certain way. Things are being drawn a lot bolder, right? With over the years and years of experience, like as you start to do tattoos more and more and your clients start to come back and you start to see other people's tattoos that have been done over years and years and years and they've had it for years and years and years, you'll start to see certain things. Not everybody, and one of the things too is not everybody's skin is the same, right? We're not all the same. Some people live in colder climates. Some people live in warmer climates. The sun affects people's skin in different places, differently in different places. If you live in Asia, your skin is going to be a certain way, totally different from somebody that lives in Europe, right? Japanese skin, there's Japanese skin, but there's southern and northern. Yeah, there's Northern Europe, and there's Southern Europe, right? There's North America and there's South America. There's North in the United States and there's South in the United States. So you're dealing with different type of skin from all these different places. But one of the things in tattooing is draw as bold as possible, because when the bolder it is, right, you have less chances of certain things happening. Yeah, there's exceptions to the norm. Some people's skin is like this, some people's like, but when you have a certain type of skin, when you're dealing with people with a certain type of skin, look, I've been tattooing for 20 something years, right? It's just what it is. There's young skin and there's older skin, but I like to draw for a certain style that's very bold. I go for a bolder look. So I'm going to do certain lines that I know that over time it'll fade, it'll age just right, and other lines will age bad, but it gives it that bad aging is good character. That's another thing too. Don't get caught up in the canvas of skin, and I'm not talking canvases in like skin color. I'm talking the tattooing skin. This is not. It's not like silk. How some people paint on silk, some people paint on canvas, but there's different type of canvas. Some people paint on wood. Some people paint all these different things. Skin is a totally different medium. Let's go to like the medium of skin. Like let's take out canvas, but the medium of skin is so crazy. It's just you have so many different variables. My lines are done a certain way. I go for a bolder look. All right, and so what I'll do now is start to put in a lot of the characteristics of a carp. All right. Now I'm just adding lines that are just there for that are naturally there on a carp. I'm kind of going off of this reference picture that I got. Certain things that I'm drawing right here, I'll do one single line, or I'll merge a line in to make it fat. Because guess what? I drew this smaller, so I'm getting more of scale is smaller, so I can get more dimension, get the better feel. I'm going through a brain fart right now, but here we go. And then what I can easily do is, here we go. There we go. Let's give it more of a hump to the back. All right. There we go. And now I'm just gonna go back, start putting a little bit more line detail. All right. I like to start in the middle part of the back fin, right? Now again, where I started at before, right? I still have this line right here, right? Whoa. Erase this one. And just adjust. And here we go. Now, as I go out, these scales are a little bit smaller. And I know I don't like that. I'm already thinking about, like, if I was to color these scales individually, how long would it take me, right? And that just comes with just the experience of, like, oh, I'm going to be tattooing this person for X amount of time. What's their financial pockets like? You know what I mean? So, bolder, plump scales, you just never know, right? I don't want to be sitting on this tattoo, you know, like I want to be able to do, you know, 2 sessions coloring in the body of this koi, right? 2 to 3, you know, because that's how just my brain is, you know. In the mid part, they get a little thicker, and as they get in the beginning, they start out small. Then in the mid part of the body, they get a little thicker. And then they get small again. And that is different from what you see here. The scales are just almost basically all the same size on this koi, on this carp. But when when it's on skin, it's a little different. You really don't want them to be. You kind of want to show that kind of exaggeration in the middle part of their body to show, I guess, mass, how massive this koi is, you know? So it's like a little exaggeration on that. It kind of plays with the eye a little bit, like drags you, like as you're, hey, look, I've posted stuff in the past, like this gold koi fish, and I didn't line one scale, and people, like, trust me, I feel like my stuff gets scrutinized more, basically because I don't know, you know, I don't want to say it, but I feel like that's how it is. You know, you get scrutinized. My stuff gets scrutinized a lot more than the average tattooer. But hey, it comes with it, you know, it comes with the. Here you go. Take that out. Bam. Here we go. There you go. You got the koi. You got a carp. You know. All right. And that's the steps of doing a koi or a carp or basically any fish you want to design. You know, and then when you want to add water to it, that's just a whole different ball game. But that is basically simplistic form of doing a koi or a carp or any fish that you want to do. This is what I do. But like I will do on my Patreon is in my link. And it's the full breakdown of even the full on anatomy of this animal. Why this works, why that works. Why it should twist instead of it being straight. Underbelly style of doing a koi or a carp. I think that was kind of made famous by Mike Roper. I think he did one of the most famous ones. It was like a gold koi or orange koi. Super dope. One of my favorite tattooers. There we go. All right, folks. More to come in the future. All right. I'm going to do a recording for Patreon right now. If I wanted to, I could, add another fin here. That's a little too far. It would have to be like right here. Could do that. All right. Maybe not. Let's take that out. Nope, not done yet. Not done yet. Let's ink this bitch. %15% is what I usually go for. This brush that I'm using is Studio Pen, and it feels like a Sumi brush to me. That's how I like to use it. Whoa, whose iPad does that? Does your iPad just delete shit as you're drawing it? I'm doing little folds in the body to represent, the bend, how fat it is, Look how fast that was. Like it could. What you just saw me do this is practice. People are like, oh, whoa, you're moving a little too fast. It's like, well, I think the more and more you do some creature like this, it just becomes, second nature. To draw like this. One artist to look at is Mobius. When he drew characters, it was just like he was just like off the brain with it. But you can see that he was so familiar with the human anatomy that anything that he drew was just like the idea was already in his head. So he wasn't really stutter stepping. It was just confident lines, And that takes time. This is something for younger tattooers to know that getting into this is just all repetitious. All right, it's all repetition. I'm never gonna be as I'm never gonna get to the level of Philip Blue because he's been tattooing longer than me. He's older than me. He's been tattooing longer than me. I was born in 79. I think the studio opened up in 78. See what I'm saying? Like, that's, he's looking at me like, man, bro, Same as Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy's years, come on. It's older than most tattooers, right? So the chase, it's just, we're just chasing our heroes, If you've drawn a woman or whatever X amount of years, it's never gonna really catch up to like somebody else has done it, That's just how it is. That's the illusion of time. The illusion of time is that you're supposed to be as good as they are, Oh yeah, but but no. Trust me, we don't know what their day-to-day life was growing up. It's just you're just in the same. We're just picking up from where our heroes already went down, where they left off. So when you're drawing, just know that what's that, the 10,000 hours, something like that. Shit, they've been there 10,000 hours. You gotta catch up to that. And your 10,000 hours is, by the time you hit 10,000 hours, they probably did 30,000, 40,000 hours of art. And we're all chasing our heroes, So, the best thing to do is just have fun doing what you're doing, That's the riddle. What makes it fun? What makes what you're doing fun? Okay. So again, I'm not going super to line to line for each previous scale I'm doing. I'm just using everything that I did before as a guideline to what I'm doing now. Now when the sketch is different now. When I'm sketching, it's like loose. But now as I'm inking it, when I'm doing the final lines to this, what I'm doing now is being a little bit more selective, being a little bit more precise in what I want to do. So it's the selectivity, right? The cleaner lines, but still giving it character. But like I was saying before, the mid scales become fatter than the beginning scales. Sometimes I won't even make them connect. I'll space them out to show that it's flexing, like what I'm doing right now. think I'm gonna get a strike on my YouTube for that, for the doorbell? You think anybody got the doorbell sound copywritten? Who's in the chat, yo? What's up, everybody? Can you imagine? I get like a copyright strike because the doorbell went off. I'm gonna laugh. I'm like, you telling me a doorbell got me a strike? That shit's owned by Sony Music or some shit. Oh, I can't curse. My bad. I can't curse. There you go, folks. Koi. All done. Oh. He's pissed off, though. This guy's pissed. He's like, yo, where's my water at? All right, let's draw some water. Hold up. He's like, yo, where's the water at? All right. Let's do that. Let's do the water, man. Let's do some. Okay. So, all right, let's do this. Now, so this was a body of water. All right, so we're and I'm going to show why I'm doing the waves in the manner I'm going to do it. We know that water is very loose and formless and whatever. You can, this is where your imagination kicks in. But I'm using some type of physics, right? We see that this carp is jumping to the left of the screen, right? Now, this is why. Now, imagine this is a body of water, and this little guy decides to jump out, all right? And, we know how gravity is, and we know how force. So as it leaps out of the water, it's going to move this way. And some of the water might come this way, all right? But a lot of it is going to come that way, right? And its body is going to be moving this water in a way, okay? And that's just it. It's leaping out of a body of water. And what will that look like? Here we go. Koi, or let's say carp, leaping. Look at that. What does that look like? Let's go to this guy right here. Add photo. All right, let's take these guys out, and we're going to insert photo. Bam! And I know, folks, that you can easily just get this on an app. You can just download water tutorials, but guess what? You want that nice fly, jiggy shit that Japanese tattooers be doing? You want your water to look like that? I mean, I'm coming from a school of you had to draw it, right? That client's going to come in, they're going to want it. Even if you can use all of that, those platforms and, Photoshop it together. But I'm talking about the muscle memory part. I'm talking about, this is about why the water moves that way, right? Why is this happening? Okay, now we're going to zoom in on that water, right? It's just leaping straight up. Fins are tucked close. This thing is just popping out. But if you look at the water, that water looks really cool. You can see, you can see that you could like this sexy stuff right here. Look, this is nice. This is cool looking too. That's dope. That's cool. Right? This is cool too. This is, don't get fooled by this stuff. The trick is breaking that down. That's the thing. The trick to this is just breaking this down. This applies to dragons too. This applies to any animal that interacts with water, right? But we're doing this for kois. We're going to do this for carps. Right? All right. So, how will I do this? How will I do this? I'm not trying to give away all my shit. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm at a different level. My wife is going to come in. Right now. Let's shrink it down a little bit. Let's shrink that down. And let's put this here. And I'm going to steal nature right now. I'm going to steal from nature. Nature, I love you though. All right, so let's say the carp is like this much out the water, right? Right, and let's do that. Let's imitate from. All right, let's imitate from that. Now, not going about it the exact way, but that does look kind of cool, right? This can apply to anything, any part of the body right now. This could go on the lower back. This could go on the thigh, whatever. Like if it was just a wrap, if this was supposed to wrap, let's erase that and let's tuck that closer. Hi, babe. Let's tuck that closer. You want more decorations? All right.
What are you talking to?
I'm doing a live.
Oh.
Let's tuck this closer. All right, now it's on YouTube, so watch what you say. No cursing. I don't want to get struck. All right, so like a little some squiggly stuff. You want to draw something?
Thanks.
My girl could draw too, folks.
My wife.
Sorry, my wife. Oh, snap. I was saying wife before you came in, but yo, you heard that? She's like, my wife. Oh, sorry, my wife. Take a sip of that. All right. All right, now let's hit that. Let's drop the contrast a little bit, right? And that right there, does it not look like it is leaping out of the water? Oh, I forgot some of this detail over here too. I forgot that, but look.
What are you doing with the laundry?
Oh, the laundry I did. I already. Let me put it in the dryer. I'm putting it in the dryer real quick. You want to draw some of that water? Laundry's good. All right, so folks, let me just do this a little quick and I'll do the laundry. See that? Look at that koi is leaping out of that. It's just leaping out, and it looks cool. Right. So I dropped the contrast, put another layer. I'm going to I'm going to go for refined lines now, and I'm going to just draw water now. Look at it leaping out. And I'm only using the physics. I'm only using the physics. And I'm
what a nice day off.
and I'm using the tattoo lines like that. Look at that. Doesn't that look like water? Look at that. That looks sick on the arm. Oh. Who wants to get this tattooed on them? Y'all ain't up on this. Y'all ain't up on this, man. I'm telling you, you're not up on this. Who wants to get this tattooed? Now, all I'm doing...
I have to run to the bank really fast. I'll be back.
Went to the bank.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Let's take that out. All right. And of course, this lower fin gets taken out of here. I don't mind it. I could draw it all over again. Hey, you got my favorite Skittles? No, you did not.
Ha. Alrighty.
And I'm going to show you folks why you can do this. And it's okay.
I think I might take back one of those boots.
Boots.
I bought the 2 pairs of boots. I think I'm gonna take one back.
Oh, you are?
I don't think I need both of them. You don't need this like later. It's not a urgent decision. Put the baby in the dark room.
Mm-hmm.
He slept for an hour and a half. She texted me. She was like, because Jamil, her husband, said the same thing. Like, he needs to go in the dark. So she texted me. She was like, Jamil and Dre might be onto something. I put him in the dark room and he went to sleep for an hour and a half. I said, these little N-words. So she texted me this morning and told me, babe.
Listen to men more often.
She said her husband been saying it.
So why she ain't listen?
Because she wants the baby to adjust.
Adjust to what?
I mean, to be able to sleep in the light, because that means now she has to always find a dark space for him to sleep. Like,
Yeah, but a baby will grow out of that.
yeah, over time, huh? She was hoping that he, didn't require it.
No, he's still a baby, but so he needs the darkness. It's like how we need the darkness to sleep.
He's so cute.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's so cute.
But that doesn't make any sense though. The human beings, we need darkness to sleep anyway.
But overnight, though.
What?
Overnight, when your circadian rhythms happen. Okay, bye.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too. I'll be back in like 45 minutes to an hour.
All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry for the struggle stream. All right, now, see? See what I'm saying? Like, look. Like, these things happen, man. These are the things that, like, it's good for tattooing. You know, like I'm only showing. Maybe this is a little too advanced. I don't know. It might be. This is advanced because this is the amount of hours I put into drawing a koi, and my advancement is only in hours. Those hours are years. And look, this might be your 5th year into tattooing. Ha, trust me, it's more years than that. If you have a newborn, folks, put that baby in the dark room. That little baby will sleep for hours. Hours, I tell you. 2-3 hours. You're going to be like, yo, you're going to love them hours. I mean, here goes another thing too. Even when I'm doing this type of water I'm doing, I can show you my old tattoos. My water never looked like this. My water never looked like this. It was a lot more stiffer. You know, it was a younger me. The experience, wasn't there. Here we go. So, let me fix my stream real quick. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. All right. What else? What else? Anybody else in the stream that any questions? Oh, so this stream is good. I mean, I don't know why that should just stop like that. I wonder because I'm further away from the modem. All right, let's go for another one. Let's do another one now. What you just saw me do was basically the silhouette method, right? Getting out a really good silhouette of your koi, right? Now, crude sketch, not doing anything, magnificent, but just understanding, having a really fundamental understanding of where everything goes, right? And then adding and just working off of a basic crude drawing, and everything is just gonna be there. And now, sorry, I'm working off of memory of where everything needs to be on a koi or a carp, right? And I'm still kind of using the silhouette method, right? But look at that. Look how fast that was. Yeah. There you go. There you go. That was a speed drawing of a card, but this is something that, again, it's just years of experience. All right, you'll get to this level too. Tattooing's been around for thousands of years. Fuck what the history books tell you. The human nature, we like to decorate. And then guess what? We'll even decorate ourselves. So tattooing's been around for a very long time. You know? Drawing has too. All right. Now let's look at what I did before. Let's go with this one. That's a little wild. Oh, anything can get it, you know? I'll use that reference. And again, what I did before was take really cool natural abstract shapes, just use my imagination and carved out what I like, you know? This fucker's airborne, so all right. Now, I might be doing this water right here. And there's a real why I do my water like this. I've gotten used to doing water so much, I understand form and mass and how to. This is a very form and mass. I mean, you could do it, but I'm adding. I know what to look for. But this is a very, very helpful way of doing water. Try this. This is a good thing to try. This thing is jumping, right? It's jumping, it's leaping out. And it can be done this way. it's what I'm looking at. To get my water a certain way. Get that. Yeah, this is another thing that you can use. It can be done this way. It's something to try. What might work for me might not work for somebody else. It is what, and it's all about what the client wants. If they're really a fan of your work, if they're a fan of your work and they know what you're capable of doing, they're gonna want to get it. And in the end, it's kind of it's really what the client wants. So you're like this, you kind of have to do that. And it really is that. It's a rare occurrence when you can draw what you want to draw and then somebody gets it. Like it's cool to have that. Oh, I saw you do this. Can I get that? I'm doing something that, 20 other tattooers in the area can do. They can, the market works like that, So, well, it's easier for some people to just shop around, and it could always be said, like, what makes you special? What makes you special that, how does your look separates from everybody else? That's another thing too. That's what I've been told, like I've had people, I like your work a lot. I want to get tattooed by you. And then they go to someone else to get tattooed, to get that type of design done, some like it, and some like it, some don't, and then they want you to fix it. And then what's your attitude going to be like that afterwards, So it's very, I don't know. It's you're put in a place where, you have to appeal to certain people, So Japanese work is very special. It's a very special art form, and it takes a lot of hours, to get to that level of comfortability where you're doing certain stuff that's just, it shows. All right, there you go. It shows you how much effort you put into it, how much time you put into it. So don't expect to be an overnight sensation just like that. It just doesn't work that way. And what are you willing to sacrifice? How much time are you willing to sacrifice? Don't be in no relationship in the early days of it. Trust me. It's fucking hard. Be willing to live with mom and dad for a couple more years. I wish I did that shit. All right, there you go. See? I mean, two different types of coil leaping. I mean, this style of water is totally different from, these. Looks weird. I keep doing that. All right. I gotta jump off, folks. Gotta do the laundry. I will pick up with this stream tonight, 9 o'clock Pacific time. All right. Thank you again. Have a good one.